So thank you all again for joining us. This, most of you probably won't be able to read, but we just wanted to confirm that we do have this meeting. We do have interpreters for this meeting in 3 different languages. Jasmine is available in Spanish, and we have that room set up. You probably got a queue when you came in. If you wanted to get the Spanish interpretation live, was to go through the process. We also have Julie that's translating in Mandarin, and she is also in that room. That's actually labeled Chinese. That's the only reference that Zoom gives us. And then we have Andre doing the Tagalog interpretation. And again, unfortunately, Zoom doesn't have Tagalog as a drop-down menu, so that you'll see it as Japanese, unfortunately. But he is also in that room and providing live interpretation as we go throughout the entire presentation. So if you haven't had a chance to do so, if you go down to the interpreter area at the bottom of your screen, you'll be able to pick the language that you want. And that's all explained here in the languages of each of these 3 that we have available. So with that, Eric, do you want to go to the next slide? Thank you. So I just wanted to give a clear direction on how we're hoping to facilitate discussion here tonight. We do have the chat option, which I believe you all are probably very familiar with. If you go to the bottom of your screen and hit the chat window, it'll pop up a screen where you can type in any comments or questions that you have throughout the meeting. We'll be keeping track of that throughout the conversation, and we'll have specific points where we're going to stop and take questions and comments after each major topic. So please do keep the questions coming as you think of them throughout, and we'll continue to track them. We're going to put them on a separate sheet and then report back to you all on what we heard at those points. When we get to those question periods as well, we're going to provide an opportunity to use the raise your hand function, and that is also at the bottom of your window, a little blue hand typically that allows you to raise your hand virtually, and I'll be able to see that and unmute your mic if you want to provide comments verbally. We encourage that as well, and during those question and comment periods, you'll have an opportunity to do that as well. Otherwise, we've generally kept the mics muted just so that we reduce any background noise, but we definitely want to hear from you all and keep this a very informal and insightful conversation. So thank you again for joining us, and with that, I'm going to hand it over to Mayor Garbarino to get us started.
Thank you, and good evening, everybody. I'm Rich Garbarino, the Mayor of South San Francisco. And tonight we're going to introduce a general plan update. South San Francisco is in the process of updating its general plan, which will help guide how our city government makes decisions and serves residents over the next 20 to 25 years. Excuse me. The general plan covers topics we all care deeply about, including housing, the economy, parks and recreation, transportation, sustainability, social equity, and so much more. I'm pleased to kick off a series of community engagement events around land use alternatives. Our team of city staff and project consultants will share with you alternatives that test different land use and urban design patterns to understand the trade-offs between big policy questions. We will use the feedback from the community to shape the future land use map for the city and to develop the policies and implementation actions to make the change in the general plan. This is the first of 5 community workshops on land use alternatives over the next 3 weeks. I encourage you to participate in upcoming meetings and share your feedback.
Okay, I can say, 给你看，我们看你有什么问题跟我讲，很重要，可以听到你什么应该要做，给相关的你跟应该要就是这个很难的事情，是要你做好好的考，所以他会 OK， so 谢谢你跟我们今天在一起，你有什么问题问我跟我们讲，谢谢你。
Great, thank you so much, Mayor. And
那么
hand
谢
it
谢
back
你，
over
开
to
始现
Eric
在
now
你
to
现在你
get us started with the presentation.
所以开始现在跟你讲全部都是，今天我你好，他是你的跟你说的专门的。你看，你可以看到他们在电脑上面还是有些什么好好做，还有别的好要做，还是搞出来的，都是在这上面，所以你就开始让我们知道。所以我是跟你大家用的话，可以这么好。这个看得让我们大家做又好用。 你有什么问题要问，可以问我们，可能在家来上班的，就看大家看，所以看到这个要我们电脑上面问你一些问题，你可以答案我们。所以现在跟你讲，大部分都是做的是问题和答案，问题和答案。所以这就大概用的话，这几个礼拜我会大家跟你解释给你我们要做什么事情，还有什么要搞的，所以我们会一直在讲。这样给一个3分钟录稿，你会听到我们好的东西都错的，很多我们会听不让你有问题可以跟我们问我们的，就跟你讲说你可以跟我讲回去，还是什么问题要的话，我们会看你写的，我们有些问的问题要答案跟草稿，有些给你做，你在屋子里的话，我们要给你看的那个上面他们会送东西给你，像你可以解释给你们自己怎么样，还是怎么样，是从哪里来的？看你跟我讲你年纪，看你住的在哪里，在三藩市的哪里，这些东西我们就看我们会让你知道答案。第一个问题是你是哪里来的？白人、黑人、中国人，还是哪里墨西哥人？这样这个。你问完就放下一个，第二个是讲你是几岁，所以你是放你的年纪，然后就跑下一个问你是住在哪里，你就放进去你住在哪里，然后弄完的时候就讲说你那个卫生在你的右边，或者就是要放，全部做完再跟你好好讲。我们现在今天要做什么事？今天我跟你讲要做的是。大部分我们现在做些什么事情，他给你看好要的，我们在做会跑出来的事情，像上一次做些事情，还有跟你讲说这些那个开车直到店还是什么东西，这个6个礼拜还是你看，我们有。
Eric, I'm going to go ahead and end the poll so we can get a quick share of the results. You all should be able to get a quick synopsis of kind of who's joining us here tonight on your screen. Looks like a nice mix of folks from different neighborhoods or sub areas that are joining us, which is great. Thank you so much for taking time to take that poll. I'm going to go ahead and stop, and there'll be other opportunities here in a bit to have a little bit more discussion.
Thanks, Dave. So what is Shape SSF? So the Shape SSF is really the process to update the city's general plan, climate action plan, zoning code, and then the environmental impact report that is associated with those documents. For those of you who are less familiar, the general plan is a long-term policy document which helps guide future policymaking within the city, but also helps to direct development applications within South San Francisco. It's really an opportunity for the community to come together and create a shared vision for what the future of South San Francisco is like, and we're going to share with you tonight what that vision is. The general plan really is an opportunity for us to kind of enhance and preserve those things that are real core strengths and assets within the community while addressing new and emerging topics of concern that have happened since the last comprehensive update of the general plan, which happened in 1999. And then we're also incorporating new ideas. Some things are on healthy communities, climate change, sustainability, social equity, and environmental justice. So all of those kind of things will be rolled up into this new general plan. The general plan itself doesn't stand alone. It really rests on the shoulders of the work that you as a community and as a city staff have done over the last decade. These are just a handful of the plans that we're working to incorporate into the general plan update. It's our job as a planning team to really lift up the themes, the vision, the values, the projects that are all embedded within this set of different plans and really incorporate them into the general plan update. We also know that over the last 4 months, we've been effectively living in unprecedented times. We've faced incredible economic, social, environmental, and health impacts associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. And we've seen these incredible protests around social justice and racial justice around the death of George Floyd. This information and these events are going to help shape what is in the general plan update. Tonight, we're really focused on the land use alternatives and that discussion tonight, but we're going to have more of an opportunity to think about things like economic recovery and resilience and social equity in the general plan. We're going to make sure we lift up these current events and make sure they're incorporated into the general plan update. This diagram shows where we are in the general plan update process. Last year, we conducted a lot of discovery and learned about the city both quantitatively in terms of data analysis, but also going out and doing a series of sub-area meetings. We learned about the issues and opportunities in the community. From that information, we developed a series of vision and guiding principles. And tonight, we're going to share the work that we've been doing around the land use alternatives. From here, we'll develop a final land use plan and start to develop the policy frameworks that help to implement that land use plan, and then draft the general plan, the zoning code, and the EIR as part of the next phases of the process. As I mentioned, we've done a significant amount of engagement to date, of which many of you have participated in. This is just a listing of those events. These really focused initially on really understanding what some of those core values were of residents within the city, really learning what the assets were and what you wanted to save and preserve, what was really special about South San Francisco. We learned about what some of the opportunities and issues were that you saw in the community. And what we've done is we've taken that information and really rolled that up into the vision and guiding principles. And then we're starting to now to pivot, and in the spring, we started to talk about where people would like to see things like new housing and new parks. And that gets to this idea of land use alternatives, which we're going to be talking about today as well. This is just a series of images to give you a little bit of the flavor of some of those community meetings and workshops that happened back in the in-person times, which now seems so long ago. But this gives you a sense of the flavor of what some of those workshops look like. So the vision and guiding principles. The vision is really the statement of where South San Francisco wants to be in the future. And this is the draft vision that we've had up and circulating over the last month for community comment. So I'm going to go ahead and read it out loud for folks who are on the phone. South San Francisco is a place where everyone can thrive. Its high quality of life, diverse and inclusive community, livable neighborhoods, and excellent services, culture of innovation, and environmental leadership ensure all people have equitable opportunities to reach their full potential. So that vision statement is sort of an umbrella over the entire general plan and what we're trying to achieve through the implementation of the general plan update. That general plan encompasses these 4 community values. So during all of our engagement activities, we really heard people feel very strongly about these particular values, that the city should be innovative, it should be sustainable, it should be equitable and inclusive, and it should be livable for all of its residents. These are sort of the value statements that tell us how we're going to implement the general plan over time. And they'll be kind of cross-cutting across all parts of the general plan update. These are also, this diagram also shows the guiding principles within the general plan update. There are 6 of them here. These are around safe, affordable, and amenity-rich neighborhoods, high quality and accessible services, safe, convenient transportation networks, a resilient community, a vibrant downtown, and a prosperous economy. These are the kind of the what we want to do in the general plan. And these 2 are kind of these cross-cutting principles that we're trying to implement through the general plan policies around land use, housing, economic development, safety. All of those things help bring to bear these guiding principles. Now we're going to stop for a minute and we're going to ask if you have any questions for us on any of the process to date, where we are on the vision and guiding principles. And I'm going to kind of unshare my screen now so we can kind of all see each other. If you want to chat us questions in the chat function, that's terrific. If you'd like to raise your hand and ask us a question orally, you may do that.
你要是有问题可以问我们，你要跟我们讲话，也可以把那个键，我们可以看到你。所以我们可以看见。
Julie,
Yes.
Julie, I think you're in the wrong room. You need to get back into the Chinese Mandarin room. Sorry about that, everyone.
Sorry.
Eric, I'm going to go ahead and launch that poll real quick about the vision statement so that folks could
be able
to see that now. So if this was just a question, you heard the statement. We just wanted to get a general sense from you all if you agree with the statement, strongly disagree, or anywhere in between, and that could help kind of spur our conversation here as well. And then as Eric mentioned, definitely feel free to do the chat window, and or you can raise your hand and write it that way. Julie, I'm sorry, you're back in the wrong room. I think you need to just go to the interpreters and pick the Mandarin.
Okay, let me see. Okay, there we go.
The Chinese, thank you.
Got it. Sorry about that.
No problem. Okay, we're going to give this maybe another couple seconds here. Looks like we got almost 30 folks that have taken the poll. I'm going to go ahead and end it so we can see.
Julie, you're
back on.
I put it on the interpreter thing.
You need to pick the Chinese.
Let me see. I went in the interpretation. I put Chinese.
Yeah.
I'm in there. I put done, and then it's supposed to be in Chinese. Hello?
Yeah.
Am I in Chinese?
No, you're not, Julie. Maybe you need to just get off and get back on, maybe.
Okay. I'll do that. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. I don't know if you all are able to see the results, but it looks like more than half of the folks strongly agree with the statement, or at least agree with it. 75% either agreed or strongly agreed, which is excellent. There were a few that strongly disagreed, and I'm curious, of those that strongly disagreed, if you'd like to use the raise your hand function or the chat window to let us know why you might have disagreed, not to put you on the spot. Or others that would like to provide additional input, definitely feel free. And if there isn't any, we can definitely continue to move forward with the rest of the presentation, and there'll be other opportunities to let us know your thoughts. I don't see anything popping up. So,
Dave, this is Billy. I'm just getting a message that Julie in the interpreters one can't unmute herself. So just if you have that ability.
Sure. Yep.
Sorry.
No problem. I'm gonna make sure she's unmuted.
I got in, Billy. Thank you so much. I'm out. Thank you, Billy. Appreciate it. Now I am
all right,
talking.
Julie, I'm gonna go ahead and put you back in that room now, so you should have that option popping up on your screen. Sorry about that all.
Thank you.
Okay. Christy said.
Hi, Billy. Could you hear me?
Okay, no problem. She didn't want to vote. Some people wanted just to kind of see the results as they came through.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much. So now I'm cool. I'm back on.
And actually, just so you all know, I actually unmuted, so you should be able to unmute yourself.
你可以把你自己有，他们可以大家可以录，可以听得见他们讲话。一直弄的话，我录不上。他听见我讲话。我们会一直开始下去，对不起，我们这个人，你有什么要问，我可以写在下面，跟我问。就全部都到在，我们工作要讲话的话就讲话。这个下一个给他们搞下去。等一下，我们再开始。如果我们现在做的话，今天我随便讲课，让大家知道后面怎么样，这个去开始怎么样做的话做。所以我们大家都看到要做什么东西。 所以第一个东西我可以赶快讲一次概念，我们在用什么就像这个叫我们做应该要做什么事情给看，我们是大家应该用的是一个什么样，我们可以做别什么东西都可以搞，要比如说要玩还是放路还是把全部应该做的事情都放在一起开始，然后把全部好好的路放在一起，放不一样的。给大家一个用，还是做我们给政府用，还是怎么样？就是这些东西对大家看着多元的图用的话，是给人家看的话应该用。然后你可以看里面有什么样可以做，开始一个家里的人有可以放哪个家，还是给卖的东西，还是给人家公司做的，还是怎么样？好多，你可以看到那颜色，粉红色，还是红色，还是蓝色、绿色，就看着放在那个就房子看那个人家上面有可以卖东西的地方，菜场什么地方，就给我们大家全部用过很多，像大家公司还是给人家看的，可能政府用的话还是跟你就看那个。里面可以看着，我们再慢慢看应该做些什么事情，然后看，然后给你做操场、大场还是所以你有看这些东西，大家都可以用的事情，就像我们都知道，因为政府用的地方，看外面有些地方有些土地是人家自己用，你把全部的东西我们放的消息放在一起，现在我放在这里面。给你看那画区，然后你看这里349，这就是哪一种样子的东西，是干什么用的，是什么那个，这个画区，这个你看这个画区有颜色，颜色是跟你讲一个怎么样用的，然后你看是我们大概是厂房子还是土地，还是人家的那个公司，还是什么样子有什么作用的。现在我们这里面有差不多地方是放1/3都是我们用的话，你看一半你是给人家是给放家的，另外一个很大用的是有些大部分是公司用的，看那个大公司用的，这个土地是在那个地上放的，用的你看你们都是很多公司用的，现在。公司之类有很多大部分都用的，他们25%都是，你看绿色的是用的那个土地，还是给你用的，我们给你看我们的土地是怎么样用的，应该要做些什么，是大部分还是很特别的要怎么样搞？比如说今天跟你讲，大部分的应该做什么用？然后跟你讲应该放在哪里，你应该是这就是那个土地用的是怎么样？这项图是跟你在做的，或者你以后要搞什么的，你看应该要用的话，我们政府应该要讲，应该要放些什么，要放在哪里，还是放在哪边？真的，这些的土地是应该用什么？就看你这里我们这个开会应该要做，然后大家都一放在这里面。里面的话，我们不是特别用的土地应该要做，是以后也应该做的。现在是不是现在去做？是现在做，是要以后要做的。我们要好好用，以后要这样做，希望要做的。这个里面放地方应该是讲说，我们讲说应该放哪个东西在哪里。你看图画有颜色，这个当然是什么？他们放哪里的话，要跟你讲说，这个车子全部做的话，一定要好好的做。他们政府讲说，你可以放这个在这里，放那个在这里，这个要放应该靠近，还是很远，还是不在一起？你的那个房子应该在靠多远，多靠近，还是多高多少？这样，你我们好好放的话， 我们放一个在立根在好的一个都要一个好好的总结，这个都要讲述他们放着应该在干什么的。跟讲是全部这个土地使用，然后我们要解释给你听要做什么东西，应该做这个事情我要跟你讲，要做另外一种样子方法，应该做什么样问题的话，你要知道我们want的话应该做些什么，在这里靠近，像我们怎么好好的做三个事情弄好，所以以后我们要做的很多给大的公司做还是小公司还是什么，我们可以放房子还是放那个，全部土地的话要看应该做什么换，还是好好应该做些什么，就可以看，我们可以好好想应该怎么样做弄。不是都是跟你讲的话，跟你论的话，都是看三特别的东西。一个是应该是大用什么土地用，就像我们有很多大的公司还是什么。第二个是两个户换在一起给土地用，这个是小的地方，像应该做这种什么情况下面，哪一个是专门是有公司，哪一个是专门是有房子。现在第一个看我们应该做差不多，应该很重要，在放土地应该用什么的。我们看路的话，可以看最后这些全部哪里是最好用的，然后放房子，看还是别的东西，我们用改哪一个看看应该放在哪里。这些应该看他们要做，应该做的好好的找。所以这个的话会画出的好，所以你看你就应该做用的。你的这些都是房子，还是公司，还是专门是给那个电脑作用的，还是什么？就是我们现在做看一模一样的在一起。我们也是做，要是我们要做很多地方，做一个地方很多公司的，还是怎么样，还是怎么样作用？所以这些都是已经不在，所以我们再慢慢看怎么样放在。全部做好是给你看看，是做好的地方，是这些做把你全部都做很好的地方。我们要去买东西，我们要怎么很安静、很保险的那个路走路，看你可以走来走去很简单，没有不会害怕，还是很多放房子的，看这我们靠近这里的大家在一起怎么样，怎么可以在一起，然后怎么政府会放他们房子在哪里，我们可以去看政府要怎么样，还是特别的东西。我们现在要做的，要看差不多土地要不一样的地方去做，已经这几个礼拜就开始，我们看到应该做的话，然后我们就好好的讲说，会真正的要什么样的作用的，是看一个还是做这个，还是做另外，还是做很多不一样的放在一起。这个的话，就看你这样做，土地应该做的，就是所以大部分可以在做些什么事情要放土地，就会然后就给你很好好的讲，应该是好好的特别做土地应该要干什么。我们这个要慢慢的一个解释，然后再跟你讲说一个慢慢的会讲什么特别讲应该怎么样搞。再给你后面的话跟你讲，我们可以做全部应该做的，后面这个要做，看大部分都很应该。这个是你看的这个图就像一模一样，是你看的地上有什么应该可以用。看一个房子，很多有人上班，我们就开始这个样子，所以在这个家里面，你可以说好好的话，你们看出来这些的号码都是大部分都不是，因为这个生病的数字不是不一样，所以这个是以前我们的拿出来，这个生病的情况不一样。我们现在抓出来都是因为 就给你开始做下面，所以开始怎么样要搞，用那个看怎么样搞。你看别的东西，外面的东西，看你的外面有什么不可以动用，看有什么有水的地方，那个地还是考上去以后要放在哪里？你看放在一起的话，看大部分里面，他们大家都一起放在一起，应该在外面应该做这个事情，里面有些什么，哪里有什么东西，所以以后也可以最好放都东西放在哪里，在干什么。所以很多很重要的话，里面有什么好搞的，看题目是怎么做的好的，像你们专门做事情的地方，还是卖的地方，还是吃的地方，都是大部分都是看，他们25%的上班的公司都是在做考虑，给你好好的路的话，以后也是一样。他们看到你卖东西的地方，也是你开始上去，然后大部分有很多人在家里上班，还专门做事情，所以这么说可以做多一点的房子，然后再多一点公司。这就给你看的这个深度很重要。我们讲这个 COVID 的这个问题，就像这个很紧张的那个问题，这个是弄得好麻烦，好多人没有工作。我们看到有好多东西，很多东西差不多卖的东西，然后人家帮助忙的地方，所以我们看全部大部分都看到都知道。所以你看 San Francisco 是差不多一样，就是有好多不一样的人住，还是好多人不一样的做的事情，因为这个分布。我们有这个话弄的话，就可以大家好好的看。所以这大家就说我们这个住的地方都知道，说你真的24时，然后就看我们这可以跑去回去上去，就可以帮忙，我们可以好好的再回来。所以好多事情我们不知道，所以我们也不知道过多久的话，我们这个可以再回去以前的地方，所以也不知道是大部分会搞成什么东西以后。我们不知道怎么样作用，还是怎么样弄。我们看的是4个月还是怎么样，以后这会干什么？会一模一样，还是会回来，还是怎么样？这些都不太知道。所以因为这个生病的问题，一个最重要的，我们看的话是房子。我们这里有个好多做用的，差不多1840、64还是977，2015到上一年，这5年的搞的话，好好的一直用的要做新房子，大部分在靠近水地方有要做。我们看有好多很多地方应该开始做，要是做以前的新房子，就有1000多个房子要开始在盖。我们的那个政府要问你，大部分政府要讲说，你们跟我讲你要做多少个房子，所以要再加多少别的房子。下次我们做的话，看的话，2015到2022、23的话，要跟你差不多在做1864个房子。我们要放上面的，我们好好跟他们讲，应该要多少房子，在现在做。大部分这里的话，我们要做2份还是3份的，8年以后要2倍、3倍，就是看San Francisco房子应该做多一点的，要37还是3400租房子，这个8年内，我们就看着外面2到3个地方的话，我们要怎样做？然后就看着你这些差不多11120到22230的这个房子，所以看我们要放的话，看的话能不能你要做多一点的房子，然后你可以放在哪里，还是放在哪边？可以放那个房子应该做的后面的话，他们有说很多地方要看里面 是差不多哪个地方要放房子，哪个地方有可以去上班，把全部东西放在一起，放在里面的话，就确这个笔记要放在别的地方。那这个现在你看，我们现在问题是看那个笔记要有别的怎么样作用，所以一个慢慢的跟你解释。第一个是你要知道我们现在在哪里，然后我们现在应该做些什么事情。就现在的你看的话，我们做都是我们以前做用现在做用不一样，我们可以自己好好的回去看，这以前的然后做还是现在要做的。所以想跟你讲，目前的话都是我们好好的看，你做的是在应该这个写的是1999年，然后再重新到2015年，所以给你应该放在干什么？这个是跟大家好放的新的房子在江上那边，还是朋友放在那里，我把你人的只有看你那个北的那个101要在干什么，然后上班的地方。这个如果给你看，是大部分可以多一点上班的地方、工作的地方，所以慢慢的这句话，我们会知道人家看好看，然后我们的怎么样？我们的大部分的话，那个上班看那个房子都差不多一模一样名字。这例子，那这个例子。
These 7 big ideas. And we're going to launch a poll in just a second to get your
会给你选，然后讲说一些事情的事情。
So we want to make sure that in any of all,
这些人
we want to make sure that the city maintains itself as an economic engine for the region.
政府要应该要干什么？所以我们要有地方可以专门上班，还是会靠近我们的很多很多地方可以问题是，然后我们看什么像很多公司，看的很多大公司，这个看的话，我们怎么看？我们可以看应该有作用的房子，这个房子是可以我们大家都可以买得上的房子，在那个高速路上，这个东西可以买。我们要好好的话，那个对，好好的去努力的很好弄出去。最后一个的话，现在要会好好的运行。Grand Avenue 是中间，在我们大家的第4个地方是要看，是差不多应该是要放一半，要看新山做什么，看 downtown 应该做，这可以比较好录出来。就很多应该可以怎么样走路、开车、小大车，怎么好好可以走上去？我们要用怎么样东西？最后一个的话，你看我们就跟着看土的话，然后我们就好好的话，可以做好一点的事情，然后放进去，可以把因为那个海水比较高一点。最后一个的话，把全部好好的话，把那个Coma Creek 好好的搞，所以我们好好的很多年的要把它弄好多一点，因为所以可以好好的把全部地方弄得比较可爱，弄好看一点，怎么把 Coma Creek 弄在这地方很好，所以大部分全部的地方都很好。我们用这个会给你好好的讲，这个是要跟我们讲说，你觉得最大的是应该干什么？第一个是讲说，你San Francisco 这边是给大家做，还是 downtown 是最好在中间？第3个，然后把那个最好多一点用的，然后那个 Coma Creek 要把全部换，然后要好好的上班，然后跟我们好那个房子还是把全部地方做靠近 Caltrain 做，还是管理的那个海水，你是好好做这个，然后再放，然后按下去。所以你可以放进去，他们会看到，等一下给你看，大家放进去是干什么？有一些问题要问。 所以我们就会去下一个地方放权给你再讲。
Great. That's fine.
Cool. And just for you all to know, I did unmute you all.
我们大家都
We had
会
a
可以
slight
讲
issue,
话，
which I was concerned about, where there was a lot of background noise, so I had to go
可以知
through
道
and
后面
mute
有
a
什
few
么，
of
然
them
后
that
大家
were
都把你的
accidentally
电话
unmuted.
录
So
成，对
if
不
you
对？
have an
因为
issue
有好多
of
声音，
being unmuted, I
所以
think the
不
best
是的，
approach is just to go
他
ahead
们
and
慢
use
慢
the
的
raise your hand
开
function,
着会听你
and
这
we'll
不
go
听
ahead and
说，
get you
就
unmuted.
把你要是有问
So
题的
it
话，
looks
我
like
把
we have
你
about 50
分享
folks
出
that
来。
have taken the poll. I'm going to go ahead
就
and
50
end it
个
and
人
share the
选这
results.
个，然后给我们大家看怎么样。
And you should all be able to
你
see
看
it
全部都会看
now.
到这些，还
Looks
是
like
放上这个。
produce workforce and
大
affordable
部分的
housing
比较可以防止
had
比
the
较好一点，
most votes,
大部分都喜欢。
followed by
你看
maintain South San
42
Francisco
点
as
的，
an
然后第一个
economic
把
engine
三分四
for
个
the
好好
region
的
and
一点，
reinforce
然后
downtown
做
as a
downtown 把它
part
就
of
回
the
去你们
community.
这个
But good
房
to see
子，
that everything got a vote, which
看
tells
着
us
大部
that
分都
we
放进去的话，
are generally on the right track
我们
and
大家
is
都是做一
consistent
个
with all the
做
great
事
input that
情，
we
大
received
家都
to
好
date.
好的放进去，谢
So
谢
we
你，
appreciate that.
谢
Eric, I
谢
don't know
你，
if there's any other thoughts
把
you
我
want
放
to
进
share
去。
there
还有
before
什么还
we
是要跟 Eric 讲？
answer maybe a couple
所
questions
以
that came through the chat.
答你一些问题，在你的
No,
那
I think
个
it's
访问
really
的地方，
interesting to see again that there's
就可以给大
even
家
across
看到，
these ideas that
有
there's a
好多人在里
distribution
面
of
和
what people think are the
好的放
priorities
的
across
进进
them.
去，
There's no one
没有
right
只有一个
answer
地
to
方
this
放
question,
的
but they're
怎么对
bring
还
up
是
the
不对
different
的地方，
values
所以
from
你可以
each
大
of
家
these
可以看到应该
different
要做
ideas.
什么事情，
So there's
还
a
有什
couple
么
questions
想
in
法，
the chat that I'll
有
read
什么
out
问题他
and
会跟你好
try
好
and
的讲，
answer
所以
pretty
他可以答案，他
quickly.
有
I
些
think
什么
the
问
first
题，
one
第一个是
is
讲说
about why
跟
is
我们
the
讲，
California golf course labeled as yes, Dave?
Go ahead. Sorry, we had a couple answers to questions
有
that
什
we
么
didn't
问题，
finish
有
going
什么
over.
问
You're
题
doing
的
the
话，
right one. Go ahead. Keep moving forward. Sorry.
Yeah, cool, thanks. So the question was, why is the California golf course labeled as parks, common areas? Isn't it a private club? Well,
所以
that's
他们讲
a
说
great
科技，
question, and in
这
truth,
三
it's
局说
actually
golf course
not
这会放
incorporated
在
in
那
San
个
Francisco. What we've tried to do in
好
the
的地
map
方，
is just to sort
那
of
个不是
simplify all the land use
就
colors
是
so
他
that
们
it's
本人
easier
吗？
to read on a screen.
是这个讲为
In
什么中
reality,
国
if
那
you look
个
at a
打
zoning
打
map,
那
which is
个
the more detailed version,
完
you'll
这个
see a
后代
lot
是
more
是
detail and a lot more difference in the
土
different types of
地，
those
为什么
uses.
是不是在一起？
Catherine asks, is the city planning to
他
rezone
是问人家
single-family
的话，
residential zones to multifamily zones?
为什
If
么不
yes,
可以
what
放
is the
的很多
process
人的
for the
话，
city
就一个
pushing
人的
that
话，为什么
through?
放的很
Does
多
the
人的？他
city
们
have to get neighborhood approval
要
to
是
do
对
that
的话，
or voter
他们
approval?
的政府要讲说
One
再
of the
靠
things that
近
we've tried
要
to do in
变
the
的话，
land use, and I think this is a
要是
really
你要
important
放
question,
土
and I
地用的
appreciate
话，还
Catherine
是问
bringing
题大家都
bringing
大
this
家都
up.
一起讲的。他问
One of the things that we've tried to
我
do
们最
is
应该要做
to
的
think about
是
how
讲
we
说，
accommodate
谈到我们
the
要
land use change that
帮
we're
那
showing
个
in these
土
alternatives
地要好好
within
的
very
做
specific
另外
areas of
的，
the city.
然后很多
Along its
不一样的地方
transit-oriented
在靠
mixed-use
近那个
corridors,
圣丹斯科港，
around
应
those
该讲的话
train
靠
stations
近
like Caltrain.
那个
If
那
we
个
can,
火车
we don't touch all of those
所以不
single-family
不
neighborhoods,
全
and
部
we're
的那
not
个只有一
upzoning
个房
those
子大家
single-family
住的地
neighborhoods.
方，所
Many of
以
you
其
all
他地方靠
probably
近有
are
好多
familiar
人
with
很知道
S50,
知
if
道
I
那个
remember. It was Scott Wiener's bill to
你们
increase
都记
the
得会
upzone
做
of
一个好一
single-family
点的话，
neighborhoods along
如
transit
果很
corridors.
多只有
That's
一
not
个
something
房
that
子
we're
的，
really talking
大
about as
家
part
住
of
的
this
地
general
方，
plan update.
这个卖一个房子
So there is not
做
really a
的，
process
我
necessarily
们
to
现在
go to do that.
好好的
To
要
answer
做
Catherine's
才
question,
可
so
以
that's
可以
not
弄
something
的
we're
话，可
really
以
talking
达
about,
到
and that's
一
on
个
the
房
table.
子弄到别的，可以做很多房子在里面，盖很多房子。
Eric, do you want me to read the next one? Popped up.
另外一个问题，他跟你
So
讲，
it's is the city planning to rezone single-family residential? Did you just go through that one?
Yeah.
You did. You did. Okay. The next question was, I know we want to welcome more industry companies like biotech. However, given the
或者我们
genetics
要人，我要多一点的像 biotech， 然后像这，因为好多我们赔那个税的是放，因为这600税要现在到2020，我们怎么像在做这个，我觉得这个应该做的。他讲说这个问题我们不知道这个答案，所以好好去看，然后所以可以跟我们答案，所以可以跟我们政府问，在这里San Francisco问怎么样做。
All right. Are there any other
还有没有别的问题想问吗？
And I don't see any raised hands either.
We do have one that actually just popped up by Raymond. Raymond, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to unmute yourself if you would like to.
Yeah, hey.
There you
go. Quick question for you. I thought you were going to touch on it earlier.
问题我们想问的话，他们总说他们听到，他们有些就计划表示会放在地方，是问应该怎样，应该做的房子在那边，应该做的事情。现在因为这个我生病地方，到底有大家会去备还是在哪里？这些问题，我们就放进去，我们在那个去在做的吗？这个问题是很好的话，他不知道这个答案，应该那个新的那个房子会就住的地方放在哪里？现在就给Bay Area很多，给你多，可以靠近Bay Area可以多一点房子。那个地方的他们就全部好说，应该做怎么样可以做好好的。这不可以停止，这下一年以后会开始好好的放土地，要你的话，是看这些应该做，一定放好做完的是要怎样做。现在做的地方还是增加住地方。我们在这个San Francisco放的，我们不知道从我们做的时候，在这个California比这个北地方2年前。我们全部在做的话，我们好应该做的政府讲就说还没做好，所以在这里话还没碰到，是看你我们讲的话一直在讲，所以应该做的事情还不知道，然后讲做房子，看可靠近比现在我们这个生病以前有问题，在靠近这个在靠近方面做，这个问题是很好的问题。Kelly 表示有一个在跟他讲说，因为这个他讲说要是玩的地方的话，就像公园的话做事情，因为我们用我们报税钱的话应该做什么，他把它加上去，我们就再回去，然后等一下再他们跟他答案。
Okay, I don't see any other raised hands or any other questions coming through. Thank you so much.
他没有看人家问有问题，他说他们有跟这个都不要做好的话，很好的可以做的那个是像他会有一个地方放的话，然后给你所以可以写下你们问的问题，所以好好放进去，再跟你们知道我们现在这问题的话，我已经他们都放在这里，约录音里面的录起来的，然后还给你去 error 再试着下一个地方。谢谢你全部给我们好好的问题，谢谢你。现在我做跟你讲的最重要的事情要问的，很简单，大家好，应该做怎么好想法，全部在大的想的地方，然后放在纸，然后把它好好的放在纸上面弄，把它全部都放在一起。所以这在我们住的地方，你看现在这个最重要是downtown，最中间的理念在这里面，大家在住的地方，我们要更好好的做。我们讲加这个上面中间还没有做是什么事情，有什么另外走的应该做的，大家做的事情在这里。你看有很多大的地方，还是小地方，还是很小的地方，有很大的地方，像人家是开车子靠近跳船的这个好好的小小的地方放进去，有好多地方住的地方，有这个是给你看的，你知道就像看起来就像然后是在哪里，然后去把靠近那边有开车的地方，是跳船专门做土地的地方，还有后面有靠近的有公里的地方在这边，看着后面的那边，还有别的地方，像 Westport 和 Western 在那里面，你看着，我们把全部都放在一起，我们全部放在一个地方到另外一个地方，然后是用什么东西可以开始。 我们应该做些什么东西可以跑去那里？怎么从上面到那个住的地方，到下面靠近这些地方到这边，然后靠这边被大家这边。最后一个，我们就把 Coma 库就好好的弄好，会好好的，我们可以做这个大家放在好好的运动，淋着水，这些的东西，然后很多你好好看的，外面靠近这个很多放在一起，大家都可以跑到那里。小岛全部都可以小作用的，可以好好的用。那个东西他们讲到是讲到上的那个画上的图，他们讲的话可以开车的怎么样上去的那个地方好，到底可以做。你看，就是跟你放的车库好的新的房子，然后很大的房子，还是很靠近跟放在靠近可以有很多地方可以看，是做的地方。所以你好好的想的话，是做很多小想就对。我们要不是在想这个靠近还是土地用的地方，还是用在开车的做的地方，我们要想到，我们可以把全部东西好好的做，然后我们可以好要是走路、开脚踏车，还是怎么样做，怎么靠近他们这个地方，这些东西好好的想，就可以好好的可以做好做，应该放进去，然后要靠近一个房子，所以大家都可以买个房子，就是想到很多地方放进靠近，我们专门可以有车的地方，把全部都大家都加在一起，去个大地方，所以就好好的想的话，然后再好好的弄，一起弄出来。他们推的那个大局面想的话，都很到我们好的讲，怎么样想作用？你可能会讲，我们跟我们在一起同学应该有这些怎么在这方式的反正，已经这个好多人也想到应该怎么样把那个帮助讲的，但是你想在一个这很重要的地方做，然后把他们会好好的想到应该做些什么。第一个是用好的很多水，然后再好好的这样子做。然后现在看以后要是那个怎么样换的不一样的第一个我们要好好的想以后会把全部把大家不一样的人放进来这里面。第一个我们要怎么人怎么样进去那个，然后大家可以跑去那里去，都有那个跑去怎么可以怎么进去，就可以大家好多人可以聚在一起，然后开车也会到那里，就把全部科目会好好的想到要怎么样把它好好的变，真的是要跟你好多不一样的颜色给你看，所以至少应该做出什么事情。给你好好看你差不多是什么样子，给你看也是你不太知道还是没有看过的。就这个你大部分看到我们的这个你会大部分看到是放的，有些是房子一直放在一起是在靠窗的旁边，所以是很多都是用很多作用的。是很多公司它的那个大公司上，然后就大家走进去然后我们放进去走路。那个你会看的话，比较不太知道的话，中的话大家放在一起用的。跟你靠近奥克这边，你会看到那个那个是从那个火车的中间，还是的。这个是看的我们上面大部分都是，你看我们可以卖的东西，然后就好多人的房子住的地方。你看这个，你看的话，我比较很少的人去，大部分人在做的事情是卖东西的，然后吃的东西，这个大家会放在靠近我们大家靠近的地方。看这个有些东西给你做，有些公司还是有些住的地方。
when we show you the
好的，
Westboro
给
alternative
你看 Westboro
and
那
Westboro.
个，
Business and technology
这个
park
就是话，你
is
公
something
司
that we
在那
reference
个大
regularly.
部分我们有很
That
多
it
电
occurs
脑
in
的地
the
方是给人家
alternative
看，
east of 101
你看
Pine
全部
Valley.
都是
And this is just
在
some
是
examples of what that.
南的那个101，
And then there's another type that I
另外
mentioned
一种就
earlier.
是大家给
You'll
大
see
家
on the
看，
map
都是
is
很大
active
公司
industrial
放的
high.
地方，
So the city of
所以
South San Francisco has a
这个
lot of
San
kind of
Francisco
one
的
story,
北的
single
地方
story
有很
warehouse
多
and industrial buildings.
有很多
This
那个大
this
公司，
idea and this
有
type really
一
shows
楼的
something
那
of
个
a
大
two
公
or
司，
three or
然
four
后
story industrial
3、
building
4楼的公
that
司，
accommodates a greater
所以可以
diversity of
做
uses
不
within
可以
it
做
that are now
多
more
一点，
common in
然后你
areas
可以
where
多用
space
作
has
用，
become more and
所
more
以土
constrained
地的
for
话比较
industrial
会
buildings. So you'll see
会
that on the map
会
as
用
well.
少一点的土地，你会看到，
And then there's a series
你
of
会看到很多
individual
那个
uses
大
that you'll see on the
人
map.
家住的
These
地
range
方，
from higher intensity
所以
residential uses to
所以
lower
很
intensity
多人
residences.
在一起
These
还
are
是
just
到比
some
较少一点，
examples of what
就是给你好好的
that
看，
might look like in
看起来是怎
South
么
San
样，是
Francisco.
住的地方。
So alternative, this is a map
第一
that
个就要
shows
做的话，给
alternative
你
one.
我给你看的，
This alternative
这
really
个第一
kind
个
of
给
lightly
你想
updates
好，
the city's
给你好好
current
的看你现在
general plan
我们住
in a
在
lot of ways.
San
And it really
Francisco 里
kind of
面
maintains
是
the city
现
as
在
an
有什
economic
么，
engine
而
adding
且
a
应
lot
该
of
做
jobs
应
at
该
one time
做
and
做
adding
的
a
是人家
substantial
做
amount
事
of housing.
情，还可以
But
好多
in
地
this
方房
area,
子。
you see that the
它
jobs
这里
and
面你
housing
可以看
outlook
的话，
overall
你在
is
那
worse.
个上班和那个房子差不多一模一样。
So I'm going to go through the
给你
four kind of primary change areas that you see on each of the
看的
maps.
都在上
First
面
is
画。
in downtown,
第
where
一
the
个
changes
是
in the land
在
uses
当
are.
上有
And it's,
有
I
什
think
么变？
maybe it was Catherine who pointed out, so are we rezoning
下次
residential
我
areas?
们会
We're
把
not.
这个
We're
住的
not
地
really
方
looking at
换，
that as an option. So
我
we're really
们
focused
不
on
会
these kind of
变。
four
这
areas.
个只有
It's
4个地
downtown,
方，就4个
East
地
of
方标，
101, Lindenville,
在
and then the El
在那
Camino
个
corridor.
那个
We're really
领
focusing
域，
on the land use change,
就
and I
看
want
你
to
那
highlight
个
some of
仔
those
细看
changes
的话，
on
我
each
给
of these
你
maps.
好好的看
So these are
这些片子，
these are kind of
这
some
些都是
descriptions of
我
what's
们
happening in the
解
downtown
释给
area.
你听
It
什
really
么江上什
maintains
么
Grand Avenue as that
会
mixed-use
好好的
corridor,
在那边你
and it
放在那
allows
里，
mixed
看
use
来
to
我
come
们
down
就
from downtown
好好的换变换
south
的，
to Colma Creek. So it allows
到一直到
lower and
Coma
middle
Creek
intensity mixed
那
use
边
down to
会少一
Colma
点，
Creek.
哇，用的
It also
Coma
allows a
Creek 那
little
边
bit
的
of
变，
additional mixed use running
这个
north
什么
along
片子，
Airport Boulevard to
没
really
错，
create a nice
啊，
gateway
啊，
into downtown
地
from
方
the sister cities. The second area
第一
that
个地方我们决定的
I want
话，
to highlight is the east
是
of
给你
101
好好的
area.
看的话是
And this
101，
really shows
是
kind
给
of
你
this
好好看的。
transit-oriented
我们用
community really
这
focused right around,
这
you
地
can see
方
that
是
Caltrain
在
station, that Caltrain
你看在那个
T
跳船
right
那
there.
个地方，
This alternative tests this other idea.
会
We talked about
大家
maintaining
好好
San
的看，
Francisco
我们要
as
好
an
好的做，
economic engine
要
for
把
the
那
region.
个
This one allows
那个
the
北
biotechnology,
区的
life
那
sciences,
个
and office uses to kind of move further south
都
of
区的那个
Grand
靠
Avenue
近我们
into
那
the
个靠
Utah
近北
and
的那个
Harbor
白
Bay
岸，
area to
看
allow
好
that
多
type
地
of
方
use there.
就
But
可以
this
怎
is
么样做
currently an
用的。
industrial,
现在都是
mixed
都是
industrial
公
area.
司的地方，
This alternative, though,
对，
while
另外是给你好
that office and R&D used to
会
come
让我
south
们好好
in
的，
east of 101,
我
it
可以
really
看那个北的那
maintains
个
Lindenville as that
好好的
core
做。
area of industrial. So it
现
keeps
在
that
开始
heart of
开始有很
mixed
多的大公
industrial
司
here in the Lindenville
做成
area and south.
里面，
And then
你
each
看
of the alternatives
最后一个
kind of
全部
corner
都
the
变的话，都
Camino
是
area
想
really
到
creates
在
these
奥克米的地
three
方，
little mixed-use nodes
三个
along the corridor.
不一
One
样
is
作
Art
用的
Station,
靠近
one
的
is
地
the
方作用，
Chestnut area,
一个是 Chestnut
Chestnut area where the Civic Center is,
那边，
and then one
然后
south
这
at
个，
Spruce Avenue.
然后
And
在
then in
北的
between
那
that,
个
there's a kind of a mixed-use corridor
地
pattern
方，
that runs
然后在好
along
靠近
the
走路的
corridor.
时候走到
In this
靠
alternative,
近
we've really kind of
这
maintained
个 好好的看，让我们好好的坐在靠近走路在那里面，就好像很小的店的地方，外面以后给你看的，给你显示清楚，给你看的话，就讲说都是公司卖东西的地方，还是说有些房子在里面也在里面。这个大给你好好看的话，不一样的地方，不一样的地方，四个你可以好好的做，你可以看出来这里面有些什么，你在上面是什么样，这些地方有什么。
The second alternative
这样的话，
maintains that
给
kind
你
of
好
city
好的
has
路
that
线，那
jobs
地上
engine
继
for the
续
city.
这样做
Changes the mix of
做
use
事
to a
情
mix
的，
of
应
different
该做，
types
然后这么
of
好好的放在一起，
non-residential uses, which
然
we'll
后不
talk about
做
in a second.
不
It adds
卖
a
房子，
significant
那
amount
可以
of
说的话，
additional
可以
housing.
加很多
And you
别
can
的
see
那
in
个
this
房子。
alternative, you get about
你看
the
这里面
jobs
的
level
话，
amount stays
很
about
多
the same within the
人
city
家
for
上
this
班的
alternative.
和那个房子的所有，
In the downtown area, we
在乡下我
retain
们
Grand
边
Avenue as
好
that
好
kind
的
of
放，
mixed-use
当然
corridor.
好好的
We
做，然后
allow that mixed
变
use
的
to
话，
kind of come down
然
to
后两
Main
个
Creek
地
like
区
we
所
did in
有放在这
alternative
里
one.
边，好好
Really sort of
变的
allow
做的，
that gateway
看那个
corridor along
直接进
North
去，开
Airport
始去
Boulevard
那
up to
个
Sister City. So we have
airport
that
地方，一
mixed-use
直跑
corridor
到那
there.
个一直做
In this alternative, we
这
also
样
test
的，
this idea of
这个
putting
用的话
kind of
想
a
到
small mixed-use center
小的
at
地方可
Linden
以
and
好好的
Airport
变，
area. So
在
that
那
darker
的那
purple
个
area.
靠近那
So
个
this would be
飞
a
机
kind of a
场，
concentration of
可以好好的
retail
那边
uses
看，
and gathering
我
spaces
买
and
东
student housing
西，
in that
他的房
particular
子也
area.
是在那里靠近那边做，
East of 101, we've
那
really
个
looked at kind of
北
expanding that transit-oriented
南
community
的那个
around
玉林
the
地区可以好好
Mid
做一点的
Pacific
那个卖
corridor along the
的
101
房子，
corridor.
然
A
后
little bit to the
变的
east
话，人
in
家
that
可以走
area,
路的
and
话，
south along
北的
North Airport
南的那个
Boulevard
101，
to kind of
我
create
过
a
去就
mixed-use
变
corridor that connects
做的
those
不
to
一
the
样的，
Caltrain station.
好好的放
This
在
alternative, we did allow
这
the
地方就好好
office
让我们
and
这个
the office
工
and the
作
R&D and the
公
bio
司
business technology park to
看
move south
有
into kind of the industrial
有人
area.
在我
We've
做
kind
的
of
公司
maintained that
的
core
电脑
area
的做事情这方，
of mixed
我
industrial.
们的好多
But because we
变
sort
的
of
这个
haven't
大部
allowed
分都
that
是公司
expansion of uses, that change,
不一
we
样的
allowed
公
both
司，
of them to increase in
就来
density.
个好
So
好的
this allows increase in
做，
kind of that office
可以
R&D
做很
type
多
use over time, and then
有
also the
多点
expansion
的
and
一点，
improvement of those
还是可以
industrial sites.
用
And
再
I
多一
think one of
点，
the key things
然后
that
再
we've
放
been
多一
thinking
点那
about
种公
is
司
how
可以
do we
用的
address
事
sea
情，
level rise in these
看
alternatives?
可以做
And
不一样
can we leverage improvement
我
of
们看可以
properties
会
either
把
in
那
the
个
east area
那
or
个地
kind of the
理化
Utah
会比较
area
好
in
一
the
点
south
做，
to help
因为
to
把
help
全部好
facilitate
好的
improvement
帮
of sea
忙，
level rise
如
protection
果
in
说
the
那
area.
个土地好好的搞，
In this area, this is Lindenville.
你看这边
In
说
this
你看这个
alternative, we've
那个
allowed the mixed
我
use
们
to
看这
come
个好
south
看，
of Coma
不一
Creek
样
in
作
this
用的和要
alternative
做公
down
司
to
看
Victory
大
Ave.
的地方
This
还
allows
是
us to kind
房
of
子，
leverage the
那我们好好的
footprint
把
around
全
the
部好
creek
好的
to kind of
插
create
放
really
我
nice spaces
在康乐
for
坑那里好
people
一
and
点，
housing around the
就
creek,
有
and
很
to allow
多房子
additional residential along
会
that 101
多
corridor in
多
that
一点
darker
的
purple.
房子要靠近
This
一点，
alternative also allows the
这也是
expansion
让
of
我们
office and
把你
R&D
利用多一
uses
点这
within
个
that
盖的
Lindenville
多
area
一点的那
to
个公
to
司，
Victory Avenue. So they
一
sort
直
of come
到
together in that area.
像 Victor
And this, what this does is it
Victory
kind
这
of
个
squeezes
出
out
区
some of that
这个，
industrial and kind of focuses it in the
我们可以
southern
做的
portion
那
of
个
Lindenville and then in the
公
east of
司还是
101
怎么
area.
样，还是到一直到101的地
And
方，
then along the El
最后
Camino
一次
corridor,
靠
we
近 El
sort of
Camino
maintain
的
that
这个
same
话，
pattern of
我
those
们该
three
好好的
little
放
centers
弃
along the
这个
corridor, which
体
is
积，
consistent with
还
all
是
the
卖
plans
的
that have
东
been
西
done.
的价
But
做
in this
小
alternative,
公
what we've done
司，
is kind of reduce
这个我们
the
给你上
intensity
定
of that
少一
use.
点
So we
的
learned a lot
少
from
一
those
点
community
的作用，
conversations back in the fall
所
and
以你
spring
会跟着
about
好
the
的话，
desire to make sure that the
我
uses
们
along El Camino
讲的
and
以
High
前
Street
讲
were
的，要
compatible with the residential
好的
neighborhoods
应该
around them.
做
And so
靠
we've
近
done
在
that
那
and
里应该
illustrate
放
that in
些
this
什么东西，
alternative.
要需要作
And then
用。
finally, we tested a couple
最
other
后一个我们
ideas
想到可以
that
想
came up.
到就在做
We
的
have
话，
two
他们
former
想
school
到
sites
那
that are
个
vacant
学校，
or they're no
还
longer
是
used
跟学
by
校
the
地方，因为现在
school
他们不
district.
收用
The
的学
Sierra
校，
Sierra
在
Vista site,
Sierra
Sierra Vista
Vista
site,
那个
excuse
学
me,
校，
and the
和
Far
那
Hills
个
location.
法
So we
律
allow those
学
to
校，
house residential uses.
现在放在专门是做房子的地方。你看这个，你想到做的话，你要去做的话，你要给你看好的看，应该这个土地要什么要什么要，全部我们这个 San Francisco 要做的。
Alternative 3.
第三个内容，这个的话，我们想说会把全部房子做多一点，跟其他都不太一样，就是会把这个就是会做很多会把这个我们的会做多一点的事情和那个房子这些地方。downtown 那地方的地方，我的把它变得更有，靠近 Calston 那边，你会看到很多像不一样的那个，靠近那边的 那个东的那个跟你讲到多一点很多做不一样的地方，靠近 Comacry， 那个是南的101，会把那个全部会把 ID 应该做这样的步骤的，会多一点，会做多一点房子，所以你可以看得进去的话比较进去，然后好的住的话，比较会多一点的那个公司，看多一点会好一点的话，很多的那个公司可以在那里面。这个第三个我们就想到，就是我们要多一点的靠近的，可以靠近的那个房，做多一点房子，然后做一点靠近，也是给那个大厂，有时候可以抢得会很靠近做自己的。然后像第二个话、第三个会做很多应该做有什么好的可以看地方，好的店的地方都是看那个应该在那个车站那边有做右想到那里里面我们想到的话，看到那个房子会坐在那个以前那个学校的地方，然后这个给你看什么会像看着你们好好的想到什么样那种不一样的地方，图画给你看。这不会做2个，然后就有时候可以问他，有好多地方都好多人在这上班，好像别人做事情，应该可以做，所以给你好给你出来，现在给你好给你看看的，你看现在第一个话题是现在我们现在做的事情，他不要去做第一个方法，第二个方法，第三个，你看我们这开始想到，好好的想到应该有，对我们要做些事情，我们像那个做事情看那个房子里面，然后不一样的地方你可以看的话，你看时间的时候有时间以后会好一点，会多一点。更好看，我们要做那个厂，那个做很多那个大公司，有些什么要做，什么要帮，要好好的1还是2，所以你看第3个的话就好上去一点，你好好的想到看，你看去我们要走路还是这个地方的话，你就慢慢的话，对，要靠近要走路开车子还是坐去脚踏车，然后就像想到这些不要做什么东西，这样的话我们要好好的会对这个好好的弄，全部另外一个这边的话都是一模一样，没有什么我们应该要变的。我们要给你最后一个话题，说你好好的看着，你可以慢慢的想到应该作用的，然后旁边好好的看，你看这房子还有那个上班的地方，房子还有那个上班的，然后再我放一个问题要问你，你想到应该你觉得哪一个更好不做？现在第一个是现在没有的，然后还是你觉得第一个方法好，第二个方法好，还是第三个方法好？所以好好的选。所以这个问题是，我们有了很多人的问题，我们这个学校有什么的话，你可以举手，我们就会看你，然后跟我们大家一起讲。第二个问题想，你觉得以后很重要，我们上班还是房子上？你觉得应该一模一样？第一个是讲不太没有问题，第二个你觉得有一点点 好，然后
to
差不多
stop
最后一个
sharing
很
history, and
重
I'm
要，
going to
而
give
且
you a quick
最后一
glimpse
个很重要。
once we've gone through some of the questions of how this is kind of coming together and
因为你有放这么
tabulating
多
these
放在一
results.
起，他们要怎么样
So we're going
做
to do
用
a
的，
lot more of
我
this
给
as
你
we
解
get
释
into the
会做
summary
多一
meetings
点的
as
话，
well and get into
会
small
做一
group
点，
discussions.
他们会
Posting
好好
more,
的
you
解
all will be
释
able to
给
see
你
that.
听，所以你会
I'm
好
going to leave the poll open here just
呃
for
我们会去
another
开，所以
couple
大家
seconds,
再
and
听
then we
的，
can
然后
close
就
that
会
and maybe
他会把
take a
关，
quick look at that, and that could help
就
us
是
kind of
大家都
spur
好好的看，
the conversation.
所以
I'm
可以
going
问
to go ahead and end it now. Looks like we got
就解
almost
释，
40 participants, which is great.
就差不多做，现在有40个
Okay,
人在里面，
ending now, sharing results.
这个好，就大家看在国门
Eric, you want to take folks through these results real quick while we tabulate the questions?
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone can see it, I think. Now. You
大
can
家
see that
第三个
over half of
就
the
50%
participants who
以
responded, of about the 40
第三
people
个
who responded, 39 people, over half of them
超过
gut reaction
半个的
was
话讲
alternative 3. We're not
第
going to
三
hold
个
you to that,
就有，
so if you change your mind later, that's okay.
你怎样换就可以，
We are
你
launching a
要
bunch
是
of
看的话，
surveys
我
to
没有
get
看到
additional
看到的
feedback
标准，
from you
会
all
看人
on
家
the
想
alternatives
法，
until you have another
一
opportunity
个人
to
就
look
说
at
什么
these
话，那事情，
scenarios. And then you can see also
今天
that
刚好在看的话，
there's a mix of people who liked
找到不一样的地方，
1 and 2
有
as
这
well.
个
So about half of the participants liked this one as
100%
well
半都是想到那个，
for the current
只有
general
一个
plan.
现，只有一个人想到现
And
在觉
then,
得
so we asked also how important it
好
was
多问
to
的很
balance
重
jobs
要，
and housing. So that was one of the metrics that we've been
做
looking at
上
internally
班
as a
看那
team
个
to
房
really
子，
understand like
人
if
家
the
是
city
讲的话，
continues to grow
一
jobs,
不管是
does it
做这
grow
样做一件
housing
做
in
事情，
in
看
costs like
那
that?
个
So
房
as
做
you
一
can
个
see,
你看的我们差不
about
多
60% of the
60%，
respondents to the
讲
survey
说
said that it was very
要
important
说
or extremely
怎
important
样，
to balance jobs and housing, and that only about 20%
差不
said
多
it
只有
was slightly or not important.
40个讲说差不多
So thanks
觉得
for
不
everyone
不重
for
要还是没有问题，没有想，大家
sharing
谢
their
谢
thoughts.
给你，我们给我们好好，谢谢你跟我们想啊，更好好看到
Thank you. So I'm going to run through a couple questions here, and then I'm
还
going
有
to
问
share
一
my
些问题，
screen
来讲，
so you can see
所
there's
以
a
大
couple
家你
questions that
看
were
他的
related
那
directly
边
to
是
the
有好
maps.
多地方都是
So I'm
问
going to go ahead and
题
stop
化，
sharing
所
these
以他
results.
仅只是给你大家
Okay, let's
看
see. Let's start with a question about
有个问
or a
题，
general comment
这
about
个想的
sustainability. Jennifer mentioned that
应
one thing
该
that is
怎么样？
missing is a big idea with a commitment to sustainability to achieving zero emissions.
你
The
看
ideas of
这个地方有什
transportation
么
and
看
transforming the creek
哪
certainly
里啊？
help with that goal,
我们怎么
but sustainability should be
开车
integrated
的话，应
into
该做
every
的话，就好好的
facet
放
of
在一起，
our community
怎么
development
好
moving
好的
forward.
话，全部都好好的
So
做。
thank you for
谢
that,
谢你，
Jennifer. I
不
see
是
a lot of nodding heads. I
对不
do
起，
think
我在
that's
找
something that the
Jennifer 找
city
不
is
到，我在
also
这
very
里。
much committed to.
怎么
So
很
thank you
很
for
的
that
话，
comment.
把全部
And
放
then
到
here we go. I'm going to go ahead and take a
开
shot
车
now and
还是
share my
怎么
screen
做？
and see if you
把那
guys
个
can
库好
see
好的
this
放
one
到可以，
question
好好的放进去的话，大家
as
都
we're
可以找完成。
starting to. Okay, so, oop, am I sharing the wrong screen? I might be sharing the wrong screen. Do you guys see the Giants right now? It's probably not what you want to
但是
see.
很大的带给大家看，
Unless you're a Giants fan like I am, then you would love to see.
你要去看那个
Let's try this. Oh, no, I guess it doesn't want to share. Hold on one sec.
他
So,
不让我们好好的作用，
that's
他不
interesting.
让我们看他的，
I can see the whiteboard when you share it, Dave.
Did that come up for you last time?
We could see the whiteboard when you shared it.
Okay, cool.
我们可以看他的那个，应该给我们
You
看
can，see it okay?
我们大家可以看到他
Okay.
写
I
的东
for
西要
some
跟我
reason
们看
I'm
的，
seeing my desktop, so I didn't know why. So here is where we are tabulating
这
all
次
the
我们在
results.
这
I'm
里
going to zoom out
全部
here
你
real
放
quick
的
so
答
you
案
get a
的
sense.
那
Using
个
these
问
virtual
问
whiteboards
题
these
还
days
是问你
to be
的，
able to
这个
quickly
是
kind
放
of
在给
put
你
down your
写在
input.
里
We're going to
面，
be using this more
就把全
systemically
部
during
的
the
你的
blueberry
想
meetings where
法
we do
什么都放在这
topical
里，我们有什
conversations
么
and we
问
could
题，
actually
然后
abstract
我
stuff to maps.
然后把全部都是
Maybe
放
at
在这
some
里，
point give
比
you all
如
the ability
他
to be
们
able to
什么
paste
的
sticky notes
话，
onto these maps as well. So we're really
他们
excited
把
about it,
全
at
部
least
应
I
该
am.
放掉，
So
跟
I
人
thought
家
I'd
大家，
share
要是
that
你
with you.
问的
We
话，
had
把它放在这
a
里，
couple
我给你
questions
好好
come
的
up
看，
here
有些问题要马上
related
问 分
to
的，
land use
跟
that
这
had
个
to do
主
with
地
the
址
purple
不一样，
circle.
应该跟那个
If
粉
you
红
happen to
色的
mention
那
what
个
is the
颜色是
purple
什
circle
么？
near
这
Hickey
个粉红色
Boulevard?
的
What
颜
kind
色
of
是
mixed
什么？
use transit
是干什么，是什么不一样或的方向。这句话你应该好好看。你看你的电脑上面你看，然后大家问我要答案这个问题。
Yeah. So what we're
没
talking
错，
about there is that
你
there's
们讲的话
currently a
现
series
在
of
是
kind of retail uses.
说
There's a little
快
shopping
的
center
跟
right there and a gas
嗯
station across
当
the street.
年
I
那个
can't remember if it's the Chevron, so
加
I
油的
apologize.
所以他们
Right in that area. So we're talking about kind of
嗯
creating a little neighborhood center
或者
there, which
是
might
的
have
时候，大
some
家
retail,
靠近家那
housing would be
卖东
allowed,
西，
you know, in kind
房
of
子
a low density.
我们这样很少地方，很少给
Great.
卖
And
东
that
西，
is, and that is where the grocery outlet is. I can
那里
confirm.
卖那个
Question answered.
他
Excellent.
二
Thank
才
you.
藏在那里面。问题，
Then moving over to
然
some
后
of the
就
questions
是
that
另
came
外
up
一个
about
到的东西，
alternative two. Eric had a
就是
question
二
as
会有
to
个问
why is so much of the industrial area
什么
removed
东西
and
公
that
司
is
地
not
方可
allowing
以
for
拿走，
dynamic
为什么
economy
我
that
家
is not
我们好好
focused
的
on
就
one
会
job sector?
专
So
门
if you could
公
move your
上班的
cursor,
地方
please. I'm gonna
是那个电脑
Mm-hmm.
any thoughts?
It's a real, yeah, it's a really good question,
的问题。
Eric, main buddy Eric. We in the alternatives try to test a
这个话
number of different
这
ideas.
样这样子
And some of those ideas
有这个
were we
想法吧，我
maintained a bigger core
好
area of
这个
industrial
大的
space. In some of those
好的地方
alternatives, we
地方
maintained a much smaller area
有
of
地
that
方很
industrial
小
space.
地方，
So
然
as
后
a part of what the land use
我
alternatives
们
are
在
trying
做
to
到
test
想
from a
到，
policy perspective,
应
how
该
much
我们
those
想在
kinds of
后面
directions feels right to folks in
想
terms of the
好好
long-term
的
growth
我
of the
们要
city.
找我们
Now,
这
the
出
context of
这
it
个
is that we know a lot of that, a lot of those uses
好的
have been transitioning over the past decade into other uses.
不变，
So we know that
那么
those
我
kind of
们
production, distribution,
我们在
repair
后面的还是
uses
好好怎么
facing
样做，
increasing challenges with
好
higher rents that are being driven up by other types of uses within the city. So in particular, those tech and biotech and life sciences
好
uses
的像
typically
电脑，
drive up the
还
prices
有
and costs for,
全
for
部
rents for all of those
全
other
部
users
好
within the city. And that's been kind of the trend and trajectory.
做一做
So
两个
our idea is in these alternatives to really
想
test these
法
different
呃
kind of ideas
这
about
个
how much of that
这
area
个
we should kind of
地
protect and
可以
maintain
做，
within the city. So each of those alternatives has a little bit of a
别
different
的，因为每个
amount.
想法的话
And
都
some of
是
those alternatives you can see
好好的放
that
进
we
去
wouldn't，just necessarily allow it
我
to
们只是
maintain and stay what it is now, but
不会
allow
让
it to
这个东西的
evolve
话
over
会
time to
变
something
成
new and different that
这
might
以
not
后
be
会
there
变
now and might not be allowed now. So to
成
allow multi-story warehousing
在
and industrial, which we're starting to see now
然
in
后这
these areas where
这些
there's
地
much
方
more
你看
pressure for
说
land and
地
development.
的那个地很多的这个别的东
Thank you,
西，
Eric. We had a question from Catherine. For mixed use, are we talking about
下
developing
面的我
condos
们
or
想到是
apartments?
做
Which
这个房
condos?
子的话，
With condos, you get owners, with
大
apartments,
房
you get
子然后
renters,
这个
and
基
that
本
can
上
make a
会
difference
房
for
子
the
完都
city.
有房租，
Good point. I
跟
think
这
we had
个
talked about a little about this
或
before,
者
but Eric, do you
不
want
一
to
样的那
add
个
to
价
that?
值给我们
Yeah,
住
I
的
mean, I
这
think
个
that you would be looking at, Catherine, I think you'd be
我
looking at both.
看成这
The reality is that as the city
我们
grows
这个
over
看
time,
的话，
you'll be looking at
很
having
这
both
的话，
renter
就
occupied
是
housing and
会
owner
有些
occupied
人自
housing
己
in those
去
condo
看了，
units.
也是有人家
And
就会去
often the difference is
房，
just market cycle. And some
就
market
看我们
cycles
在
are very
卖
strong
的
for
怎么样，
condos and
去看
owner
到两
occupied
部分
housing
的
units, and
要
others
买
it's
房，
stronger for the rental
还是
occupied
人家
housing units. So
自
you
己
see these
家会
changes over time.
一
It's
的
not
话，
usually one or the
这
other,
片
but
的
they're
话
kind
就
of
是
going up
有
and
一
down
个
over
地
time
方
with each of them.
一模一
Now,
样，
the city has
所以
a choice and can make choices about policy priorities, whether to
有
prioritize
说的
owner
话，
occupied housing
哪
in
个
some cases
会
and in
在
some areas
大家
under. So
要
those are some of the kinds of
是
things that we can
人
be
卖的
talking
还是
about
人家
over
自己
time as
去
we
买，
develop the general plan and some of those more
哦，
detailed kind of
哪
policy
个比较
questions
会
that
自
might
己
come up.
放进去，怎么样，哪一个
Great.
比较
Thank
会
you, Eric.
还要
You
比
all
较
can probably see this
要
question
做，
on the screen as well, but Roderick had a
那
question
就产
about
生两个
did
问
the
题。
zoning on some of the
我
residential
们
neighborhoods
在
like
地方靠
North
近
Westboro
像
get
Westboro，
messed up on the alternatives?
在
He thought
会
that
变
SB
在那
330
个不
prevented
祥的想
downzoning.
法，所以我以为
Um,
SB 330会
SB
把
is in
不
fact,
会这样下去，
Roderick is a good question and knowledgeable about state law. It's put a moratorium on downzoning
这样的话
residential areas
会下去， 去回复一下全部的话，这5年以后出现 那这样房子
We
就
don't down zone
不
anything,
要我们
but
中
one of
部
the things
在
that we tested on El
比较山的
Camino
地方
was
会做
reducing the
比
height,
较
which
比
isn't
较
technically
就
down
是
zoning, so you'd still allow the same
作
amount
用的话，
of
不是真正
residential units
把
on
它
those
让它
sites,
想
but
到
you would do it in
到
buildings that were smaller in scale and
中
lower
部
in
的那
height,
个
so
公
that
司
maybe be a little bit more
房
compatible
子
with the
盖
neighborhoods
的
that are around
盖
the
的
area.
都是靠近
I
这些
don't
地
think
方，
we intentionally
我们好好
down zone any areas within Westboro or
特
any of the
别
others. It
把
might
很
just
多
be
地方
Roderick
这个
that
地方把
the
这样
areas
下
and the colors just
这
got
些地方
kind
的
of
这
together
个
to
这
simplify
个画
it.
质
It's
会
hard to
画
get
质
through
好
all this
好的。你
information,
看
so we have
你
to
这些
simplify
都
a lot of them.
都是我们跟家会，我们要好好的
Thanks,
给你放
Roderick.
进去，
Eric, and one last question on alternative two was in order to convert
看这
all
些
school
alternative
sites to
这个
residential,
想
does the
法，
city need to get
把
permission
那个
from the
或者
neighbors
把那
or
个以
voters?
前旧的学校放到那个房子盖的房子，
Does
你怎么
not
要不大家
those
还
sites
是
are, I
还
believe,
是
both
还
owned
是要
by
好好的
the
讲，
school, South San
没有
Francisco
错的话，
Unified
这
School
个是
District.
学校想
Those are independent. It's an independent local authority
学
that
校
has land use control over their sites.
的
Now,
话，
I
他
know
们
if it were to be
要
residential, they would work with the city to come up with a plan and the neighbors to come up with a plan that makes sense
人家
and is
的
compatible with the neighbors around it.
所以靠近旁边也不能
We haven't
表
heard
达
from Christy yet, so I'm going to jump to a question from Christy Camacho. The school sites are under
全部
South
学
San
校都
Francisco
是在
USD jurisdiction,
学
not
校
city.
地方是
Are
在
you
三分
including
S，
school sites in
那
your
这
total
个
housing
会
units
会
for alt
你那个
2?
学校的地方会把
Yeah,
放在
we
房子
are.
那边
There's
吗？
a
在
relatively small
三
number
的想
of
法，
units, but
然
there's
后
a
我们作
significant
用的
there.
话，这
There's
个
a
有
couple
很多
hundred
人
units
的话，
all
来
told in
上
both of those
来
sites.
的那个作用，
Great.
房
And
子
Eric had a follow up about what about the health risks as New York, LA, and Houston are
他讲
examples
说，
of where
讲
housing
说我
poses
们
more
现在
public
生
health
病的
risks
在纽约，
if
还是
if
洛
the
杉矶，
pandemic.
还是休斯顿，跟那个房子会
So
还
I'm guessing that this is in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm not sure what the context for this
后面的那个生
question
病
is,
问题，
but
不
a
太
lot
知
of
道
the
他讲的
early
问题是什么。
a lot
很
of the
多
early
的话，
discussion around the pandemic was that the
他这
areas
个问题
that
的话，他
were
是有
the
人
densest
以
in the
前的
country were being hit by the COVID-19
我们
pandemic the most.
这不太会
But
被
it's not
这
just
那上面
density,
不
it's
是我们
I think we need to think
是
about the overlays
很
with
多
a
人
lot
在
of other
还是
stressors
很多
that are
别的
affecting
东
this
西，
community. So
这些
income levels, chronic health
量
conditions, all
多
of
少
those things
多少
factored
赚多少
into
钱，
where
他
those
全部都放在
heights
里面
and
是的。
magnitudes of outbreaks were with the
再说我们
COVID-19
看这么
pandemic.
多人
And I
跑
know after a
生
couple
病，
of months, the city of
这
New York
一
did
个
an
月的话，
analysis and
他不
showed
是
that
这个
some of the
在
densest
纽约的
neighborhoods
话，
on, say, the Upper
很
East
多
Side
靠
that were super
然后在
wealthy and were some
在
of the
那
densest
个
neighborhoods
很多
had
人
the
有有
lowest
很多钱，比
COVID-19
较人比较
case
少一点
incidence
的
rates,
病，
and that they were really
但
concentrated
他
in
们
neighborhoods
一直
that
关
were
注
lower income, were communities of color, particularly the Latino and Hispanic neighborhoods,
大部分
and those with
人
people with chronic
比
health
别人
conditions. So it's
大
not
家
just
都生
density,
病
it's a layer of
不是靠近
disadvantage that I think you
在
would
一
want to
起，
be thinking about
是
as well.
看别的东西，有别的才想
Thanks,
法。
Eric. It's a great point. Related to that, Jay had a concern about traffic and lack of
对，
parking
就像很
due
多
to
会
increased
塞车，
densities.
没有地方
That's
放在
something that we're
没有
planning
地方
for.
车不放的地方，
Yeah, so we'll be,
要
that's a
怎么
good
样
question. And so as we start to talk
放多
about
车子和
the
太多
implementation of these land use plans in any of the
地方
scenarios, we'll be talking about things
会
like transportation demand management,
人
so
家
how
开
we
车子可以把
supply and
不一
accommodate
样，
parking
好
on
多人家
different
开
in
人家
different
开车
projects,
时候，
how
那
we do
放
things like
我们
support
可以
and promote public
去
transportation use,
可
and
以
how
做，
we get
还
people
可以
to
做
walk and bike
别
more.
的事情，
All
还
of
是
those
走
types
路
of
和
policies
去
and then
拿到车程
implementation measures through the zoning
要
code
好
can
好
reduce
的
that
去
those
做，
trips and the
我
travel
们要怎么样做，
for individual
所以可以，所以
households
这样
within
还
those new developments.
做，还是应
Great,
该
thanks,
做。
Eric. I think Catherine had a very similar concern
开封也是有
as
用不到
Jay
他们
there. And then Christy had a follow-up comment about if the committee, and by committee, for those that don't know, there is an advisory
不知道
committee as part of this process that we meet with regularly. And she's curious if the committee will be able to
那个应
develop
该 该坐在一起想到还在
That sounds fun.
应该做的事，大家可以坐在一起想法，还是觉得
So I mean, the purpose of the alternatives is really to
我
have
们
to
想
get
法
different ideas
你看这些想法应该怎么走到看贵，好好的讲，跟在一起，听到的东西，那边的地方，我们在 London 有想法这个很好，还有应该是第三个，我也许在今天的在靠近北的那个地理会放这些东西，所以这个好好的话，有什么要改，好好的改。我们想，如果大家一起在做的话，应该做的，然后就好好的想着大的很大怎么样慢慢的做，所以好好的想做，现在我们好好的想，应该要做这样的话，然后可以把这部放在一起。我看到 Christy 说，你要加什？Christy 要加什么东西吗？
You should be able to. There you go.
Sorry, I don't have my hand raised.
Oh.
对不起，我没有把我手举起来。
I don't know.
All right, we'll go ahead.
I'm not even in Zoom, so I don't know.
他没有举手，他不都不在。
Well, you did have another follow-up question here that for the neighborhood-specific polls, you'd be interested.
靠近
We can separate out
我们可以
committee
把
versus
这个
staff poll responses and
分
the
开
general public response.
住在地方和那个大家会放在里面。好，不错的话，想到我们现在是问的问题，要跑进去问的话，是一个好好的想，我们要 error 的想到怎么样能够答案。
For infrastructure, both underground and above ground needs to be
应
flexible.
该说的话，要下面的话会做的事情，像给中央的那个水、油电，按那个电脑，按那个好好的，我们有进去，所以。
Yeah, so the answer, Eric, it's a great question. The answer is yes. And so the general plan itself will have
我应该说的话，会想到跟你跟我们要做用的好多，我们用的都一定我们政府做，我们应该做变的好话全部的路会放在进去，这些我可以好好的。我们可以给人的往回去做那个卖房子，因为有好多房子在对面，在 San Bruno。
So I think each of the alternatives shows some amount of housing growth within the, it's shown in purple as residential mixed use within the Lindenville area. And each of those alternatives shows a little bit of a different pattern of that. So from a small amount and alternative 1 to a moderate amount and alternative 2.
想法和到第三个最多一点想法。
Thank you. And I think it was general comment. The school district is in phase 4 of planning for workforce housing.
才能最后大家想是学校的地方，第4个会大家做房子，在那个发展地方。我们出去跟看有没有跟人家。 大家你们有要问的问题可以说出来。我们可能把全部的问题给大部分都说好。我们只是想问题，我们问好的放进我们中心以后，我们在这里没有什么都。
Eddie did respond. To Pat's comment saying in regards to Foxwood sites, adding in the school sites for housing increase,
把那个全部房子的
housing increase numbers, it doesn't seem like a good idea to include this site.
学校加
Request that it
我们
be taken off.
要把那个全部弄好。
Thank you, Eddie. Duly noted.
I just, Dave, can you hold on a second?
Sure.
Andre, we can only hear your interpretation now. I don't know if you can hear me, but we can only hear your interpretation now.
I could only hear you, Eric. Is that something that's happening on?
It's fixed now.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Fun with technology. Fun with technology. It's tricky. We have 3 different interpreters on here trying to do this concurrently, but thank you all for your patience. Looks like Catherine actually did have her hand raised. Catherine, you should be able to unmute yourself if you want to add additional question or comment.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that there's an interpreter on the line, but it's been fixed, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and give controls back over to you, Eric, if you want to take us on to the next phase of the presentation.
Eric 下一个地
Got it.
找那个
We're getting near the end.
又跑去最后的。
Okay. All right. So, as I mentioned,
我们讲
these 4 sub-area meetings which are happening over the next
很多
2
这
weeks.
些应该做的事
And during those meetings,
这个
we're not
地
going
方
to necessarily
应该
do
会很
lengthy
重
presentation
很大
and
的
only Q&A. We're actually
然后
going
问
to really
题
kind of
看问
facilitate a conversation in small groups
看答案，
and
我
kind
们
of talk
这边讨论
through
会
each
讨
of
论
the different
每一
sub-areas
个
and the
方
differences
向
within
或
those
者
sub-areas.
应该
So
做的
like
地
tonight,
方
I'll give you a
要
shorter
应该要
background
从这
presentation,
边
really focused
广一
on
点，
what's
会
happening
慢慢
within
跟
each of
你
those 4
解释
sub-areas.
给
So
你
those
出
are
在
downtown,
每个地方
Greenville,
在为什
east
么
of
当场有
101,
一个表汉
in the
那
El
个
Camino
北部
corridor.
那个101
And then we'll
那
kind
个
of really get into, after that presentation, we're really going to get
这个地
into
方在
the
经济，然后
details and conversation
解
at
释给
this
你出
scale of the
那
alternatives, right?
还
So
是
you
我
can
应该
really
说
see the difference
会
across
就想
each
到
of the
全
areas. And this
在
is
国行
downtown
223
in the area, and you can really kind of zoom in and
这
see
样的地
the
方设计
details
方
of
式
each of these areas. And so it's a
要
little hard to do
这
that at the
样
city
的话，
scale, so we're going to do that in these
我
sub-area
们
meetings, in these kind of
我们
breakout
我
group
们这次
sessions
的
so
话，
you
我
can see them.
会
And this is an example of what
怎
that
么说？
kind of
就
looks
是
like
要
in
好的
east of
看
101 when you kind of take each
一
of
个
those
北
four
的
main
101
alternatives
应
and
该
sit
是
them
是
next to
不
each
一样
other
的
side
网
by
页，
side so you can really
然后
see the
旁边在
differences
旁边
in
做一个好好的
either
示
mixed
范。
use transit-oriented
在应该
community
做的地
body
方，然后
orientation, how it
一个
changes
小小
over
靠
each
近
of the
过几个店，
alternatives,
然后
the
有一个
intensification of land
一
use
个
and
是想
whether
法
it's
是
life
不一样
sciences or
的，
industrial happens
我
in
们
the
在做
alternatives.
有
So
个公
the
司
goal
还
of
是
these
他们去
planning sub-area
去
meetings
不
will
到
be to
应
get
该
into
做的话，就
a
不应
further
该
level of
分
detail
开
and
光
get
给
into
你
these
好
more
好的解
detailed
释，
and
你
meaty conversations
好好的
about
方
land
式，
use
有好好的讲
alternatives.
出来，这
We'll
才
also
是
be
不一
doing
样。
that for the
太
Lincolnville
给你
area,
讲，
and I
你
think
们
that's
有
one
的
of
地
the
方
comments that Eric had.
有
So
应
just
该
kind of
是
thinking
有
about how much
是给你
housing
好
is
的
provided
想
here,
法，
how much
房
office is
子的
provided here,
在
how
那
much
个
is industrial space,
很
and
多
really kind of the
公
balance of that is
还是会
across
会
the
差不多
district.
多
So
少，
you can kind of see it at this
应该
sort of
好好
scale
看
where
这
you
个
can look across them and
去
see
看
these different
我
alternatives.
有不一样的想法进
And
来
then
做
finally,
的。
we'll do the same
最后就
also
是
for
想
the
到
El
这个
Camino
可能有，
corridor, where
然
we'll
后
be thinking
变
about
的
that
话，
same
这个
pattern of
第
those
三个
city
想法，
centers and that
因为
mixed
第
use
三个
corridor and
是
those differences
走
that
路
you
的，
can see
这个地
across
方
each of
我
those
放电的
alternatives
地方，
and kind of
这
talk
个
about
这个
those.
墙
And then the
我
adjacent
的话，
sites, which are
然后
not
在旁边
on
的
the El
放
Camino
在地
corridor, but
方，
ones we
看
were
到那
came
个
up
奥
in
那
the
个我那个走
Q&A on
在
the
那边
school
怎么
site
都有问
and then
题，
the Westboro
看
Shopping
那个
Center
答
and
案在
Higbee
学校
Shopping Center areas.
他的
So
那个
we'll
买
kind of get in this
都
next
地方，
this
正
next
好
next
下
couple
一
of
个
meetings into that more detail.
我们可以好好解释给你，
And
会
then so that's kind of really where we're going to get to the next step. And so what we
看
want
看
to do is hear
我们
from
给你好
you,
听到
your
你
colleagues, your
你
friends
的你朋
here.
友还是你
We have
家
links
里
to
人还是
page
谁，
at
然后给你我们
shapesssf.net
在电脑上面放
slash alternative.
在那个
On
你
that
看
page,
的
you're going to find things about
www
upcoming meetings. There's some primer
SSAP
videos that we
SSF.net
set and we did in advance about what
ALPR
land use and what
and
are alternatives. So
APP
people who
好看
maybe
过，
don't
这
know
里
will
看
be
你
able to
说
go
哎，
there and
你
learn
可以
about
跑
those
进
things.
去，我想
We have all the
问
alternative maps and their
全部这
descriptions.
些想法的那个
We also have all of the
好的
presentations
全部
already
我们
up
给
for
你
each
好好
of the
看的，
sub-area meetings that are
看
coming
的
up.
怎么样
The
做那个
Spanish translations for
有
those are up
西班牙
already.
话，
And there will be Tagalog and
也是
Mandarin
有
versions of
就
those
是
coming to the website as well. They're almost done and we can put up as well. And then we have links to surveys. So this is where people can provide us comment and feedback on the alternatives. Tonight, I ask that you go to the website and fill out the survey. We follow up. There are surveys for the whole city, kind of overall, and there are surveys for each of the sub-plans, so downtown, El Camino, Lindenville, and east of 101.
downtown
those
Alameda
surveys are
Olympic
in both
Defense
Spanish and
State
English.
是在英
Those
文和
surveys look
英
like
文
this.
化，
They're going to ask
但
you
是我
about your preferred land use alternative for
你这
these
种
areas.
我们土地要做
And
什
then
么
it's
样
also going to ask you about how we can
的，
implement
我们觉
those
得话可以
preferred
觉得我们可不可以怎么
alternatives
好
for each
或
of
者
these areas. So
对
what are the
对
housing
于的
strategies,
想怎么样
economy strategies, transportation, land use,
设
and parking
置
and open space.
它的
And we encourage you to go
的
there and
政
fill in these surveys because
好
this
的
is
好像
really where you're going to
第
be able
三
to
可以
provide us
可以
input
做好
on those
把应该要怎么
different
样
kind
作
of
用，
land use alternatives
不
for
管
the city.
主要怎么样作用。
So as I mentioned, there's a series
但
of
是我们
upcoming meetings.
也有很多
We
我
have
们
a
会
planning
跟会
commission
在
study session on Thursday
大家
evening
在礼拜
at 7
四
p.m. where we'll be
在
talking about the
7
land
点
use
钟，
alternatives, very similar to
我
what
们
we
总
did
会见的话
this evening, a little slimmed down presentation.
是
And then starting on July 20th, we're going to
然后
have in east of
7月
Waterfall
20
Sub-Area
号，
meeting that will
然后
be
跟
1
你讲
p.m.
说
1
北
to
的
3
一零
p.m.
的
during the day.
里
And
面
then the downtown
到
Sub-Area
到
meeting
3
on
点
the
钟，
20th
然后
from
江城
6
是
to 8
7月
p.m.
20在
The
1
Lindenville
点
Sub-Area
到
meeting will be
8点
on
钟，
July 28th at 1
是
p.m.
在
and the El
那
Camino
个
Sub-Area meeting will be
7
that
月
evening
28
at
1
6
点，
p.m.
然后 El Camino
We're
是
going to then
6点
take
到
all the information we gather
8，
from
然后
these
把
group
全部这些
discussions,
都
these
放在一起，
questions, these
全部
chats, and all the
去
surveys,
现
and
在
we're going to
讲
present that out to a
问
joint
题，
session of
然后
Planning
跟
Commission and City Council on
看到
August
是在8
19th.
月19号
So we can get their comment and feedback
把
on
全
the
部
land
的
use
问
alternatives.
题，
So
然
there
后
are
把
lots of different ways for you to
有
get
好多
engaged and involved in this
可以
process
帮
of
我们
developing them,
我
whether you
们
just
把
create,
这
whether
里
you just do a
好的
survey, whether you attend
你可以
these
可以
upcoming
看
sub-area
做问
meetings
题
and
的答案，
participate in
我
the
们这个
breakout
问题
rooms and
还是
discussion,
怎么样，
or
我
whether
们
you attend the planning
帮
commission and city
还
council
是
meeting to
你在
provide your comments.
还
So
是
there's
在
lots of
在
opportunities
这个
and
哪
ways
里
to
来
kind of
看，
provide your
可以
thoughts
帮
and
我们
comments on these
讲
alternatives.
的法和你要做的，
And this kind of just shows
这
that
个你好
schedule over the next
要
several
看
months
这个
of the
会
timeline
这
for
是
the
一个
development of the
该做的
land
都
use
还
map
做
for
这
the
个
general plan. So
应
we'll
该
be doing this
干什么，
series of
就给你好好的，
virtual meetings in
然后有
July that I
说
just
那个
mentioned, and this joint
在
session
电
with
脑上
Council
面
and
的
Planning
这个
Commission
会
in August.
一直在
We'll probably come back in
然后
September with
那个
a community workshop
能
on
够
the
好好的
preferred alternative,
要做
and
什
then
么，
meetings with
然
the
后
Planning
9月会
Commission and
因
City
为
Council
来
in October and November
把
on kind of
他
that
们
preferred
会
alternative
在
or that
讲
general
说
plan
对
land use map that we were
说
discussing
到
earlier.
我们想的法，然后11月就差不多会好
I
好
want
讲
to。just recommend and suggest
好，不
that
是什么
everybody go
你
to
他的
shapessf.net.
你
There's a
觉得
ton of really
这
great
个
information on the general plan update
但是
process, on the
ES
background work that we've
哎
done,
都
all the
可以
community
跟
engagement that's
可
been
以
done to
给
date.
你，然后跟我们
Any
在一起
questions, please
说
contact Lisa
这
Costa
边
Sanders.
Lisa
She is the
在
general plan
他们是
program
我们他
administrator
们
for the
他们做这
update
些事
process.
情，
Her contact information is here. You'll find it
他
on our website as well.
问他也是
And
直
with
接
that,
他
we're
的
gonna launch a
直接
final poll, and we want to hear a little bit
会
more
是
from you all about how you
好，
heard about the meeting tonight
你觉
and
得
got engaged in the
或者是
process, and whether you have
是觉得
participated in previous
会
general
不会
plan
帮我
update
们
meetings.
对还
So
是
with
怎
that,
么？
I think we can launch the
所以
last
方
poll.
面最后一个问题跟你问你，他去问你，问题是讲你有没有去其他的我们那个会，所以可以看我们
Yeah,
那
the
里
first question is, did you participate in previous workshop or
大家
sub-area
看的那
meetings?
个 workshop，还是那个很多靠近的那个 workshop，还是
Get
只
a
是
sense of
只
the
是
knowledge. Sounds like there
就
was a
跳
lot of
起来
great
的那
knowledge
个
brought
会，
to this meeting
还
by all
是
the
大
great
家都
questions that
在
were
一
asked.
起
So
的，
we really appreciate
还是在电脑
all
上
of
面
your
的
time.
看的，所以谢谢你让我们今天你用你
Leave
的
it
时
open
间，
for a little bit
你就
longer
觉得
here.
好，我们好好的开，所以你可以答案这个问题，谢谢，
Excellent. I just want to comment too that we had
我跟你好好讲，
outside of city staff
我
and
们现在
consultant team, probably a
差
good
不多地方
65 or so
五
members
六
of the
十个
community that joined us here
大
tonight,
家
which is excellent.
上这里看
Thank
看
you
我
again
们的这个会，
for joining us. So
我们在
sharing the
这
results here real quick. Looks like a good
跟
majority
家都
folks
在，
have been
他们都是
coming along with
去
us,
过
either at
靠
the
近你们
hearing
看这，
workshops or sub-area meetings
然后有好
or
多
other
人
pop-up events that we've
去
had, maybe
他
not
的
as many.
路，
But thank you again
谢
for
谢你来
being with us
来
throughout
这
this
个我们
process.
现
And we
在
have one final comment
这
just to
个我
make
们
sure that
这
folks
个我
are
们
receiving
大家都
the
知道，
notices that are going out
我
and how they're
们
being
就是
received.
要
We just want to ask a
好
quick question about
有一个
how
怎么
I'm
知道
watching
我
right
们
now.
来今天做的事情？第一个是电信，还是你是
We
在
heard
第二
that
个
the
是你在
mailers
Facebook
are very effective. I
卖，
hope that's
还
the
是
case.
你人家寄信给你，
The
人
city
家
has
转发给你，
has
还是
sent
最后就是别
mailer,
的？
basically a postcard out to every single mailbox. So
他
we're
有
hoping that
继续给大
many of
家
you received that
信
as
箱里
well.
面
Looks
给
like
你，你的好
a
多人
lot
都
of
想
folks
到
also
看到，
received the
好多人
email, and that
有
was
电信
the
在
catch,
你
which
的
is
店里
great.
面，大家是个
Let's
很
see, I'm
棒
gonna leave it open for a couple more minutes, couple seconds. I mean,
就他这个开给
okay,
大家，
looks like emails are still
就是那
very
个
effective,
电信都
as
是这个
most of you
还
all
是有放，
received an email, and that's
但
what got
是
you
大
here.
部分
So
都
that's
是
great.
有人都是
Okay.
电信， 信箱放里面
I
放，人
don't
家打，
think we have any other
我们
questions
没有
for
别的
you,
问
but
题
we
给
do
你，
have time if
我们有
there
你要是
any
有问
other
题要问的话，
questions you have
有
for
什么
us,
问题要
anything that
想
you
问
heard
的话，
Eric just
就
mentioned. We
想
would
到
love to
Eric
see you
上，
in upcoming sub-area meetings. We're really
这
going to
样子
dive in
再
deeper
回来我们看
in more kind of small group discussion so that we can
可以
allow
会
a platform for
大
each
家
of you to be able to discuss this in
好
detail
可
and
以
then bring
有
that
多少
information back
这
to the
次是
larger
跟
group.
你
So that's
讲
another
过
great
的啊，
opportunity coming up. But
这次是好跟这
um,
个过去，
I see that folks just from the chat room very excited
就
about
是
this
好多双
process.
方
Thank
的
you,
这个
thank
要
you for that.
很紧张，我们要做的
And you asked, oh, there was a question.
因为
Thank you,
觉得
Kelly, of
有的
where
时
the
候就
notes
是
and
说，
recording will
这
be
个就像
posted.
我们写
That
的
will
他
be posted on the project website. The
在
great
那
thing
个
about
录
Zoom
音
is
来
that everything
把
just
它
gets
放进去，
recorded
全部都是
instantaneously. It's
录
going
音
up
过来，
to the
就会
city's
跑去
cloud.
我
We'll have
们
it
的这里
shortly.
的
I would say within the
这
next day or
个
so, we'll have that up on the
这个
project
关系
website.
就是
And we'll
我
also be summarizing all the great notes
我
that
全部的
we've
大家
taken
写
from all
的
the
是
comments and
好
questions
的
that we
我
received.
们的问题，
And we'll hope to get that on the project website as well within the
全部
next
都在
week
他
or
的上面，
two.
差不多
So
一个礼
definitely
拜
keep an
还
eye
是
out for
一个
that.
别的
And
放
we're
在
hoping to really kind of take these notes, the
把
notes we
这
get
个
from
这
all the
些我们
sub-area
写的
meetings,
事
and
情，
really kind of
然后我们写
create
的放在地
a
方
nice
都很好的，
summary of this whole phase of
然
the
后把这
project
全
because it
部
is very
都
important
讲的地方
to
都
get
在
your feedback as we
是
continue to
要
move
你
forward
们
here. So
想提
thank you
问
for
的
that
问题的
question.
地方就现实，
Diana
就
just
是你
posted
看
to the
的
chat window as
我们的
well
上去也是
the website again and where
那
all
个
this great
那
information is
个放在
currently
一个
being
应该
housed
去的什么地
correctly.
方，
So please
应
keep
该
an eye
好
out
好
for that as
的
well.
谢谢你，
Okay. I don't
要
see any other comments or questions.
别人讲的问题，
Eric or city staff, any other words of wisdom before we wrap up here?
Not a word of wisdom, but
没有
just
什么
a
我应
a
该
note
好
of，appreciation.
就谢谢你的好好，
Really appreciate all of you
我们向着
participating
你
and
来
and
好，大
coming
家
out
都
to
来这
hear
里
about the land use
好好的
alternative
都会去应该怎么样想
material
法
to
要做的，
cover. We realize
我们
and
知道
it's hard to get through,
很
and so we
难
wanted to kind of provide
有好
enough
多应该
context
做
and
事情，
understanding that folks
所
can
以
really dig into this and
你
think
的
about
想
this
法
over
是
the
可以
next
好好的帮忙，
next month or
就
so
跟着我们
with
下
the
个
Live Box
月
opportunity.
月
So
以
we
后
really hope
再
to
做
see
生
you
意的
at
知道，
future
所以下次
events,
以
whether
后
they're
我们
sub-area
会
meetings
开
or
的会，
participating at
所以你可以
Planning
好好的
Commission
再跟我们
and
一起
City
讲
Council as public
的想
comment.
法，还是
And please,
我们的
please,
会
please
拜托
go
拜托拜
onto the website and
去我
take
们
surveys. That's
然后
really the primary way that
看
we'll
了
get
后
feedback on the
的
alternatives
问题，
and those
我
key
们哪一个
strategies. So
想
please
法
do that.
是好好的可以搞。
So again, thanks everyone,
谢
and
谢
we look
你大
forward to
家，
seeing you over the next
好，以后可以
week
看
or
我
so.
们开这会，这个
Thank you
礼拜
much,
以
all.
后，
Have a
谢
great
谢你
evening.
大家，好，晚安，谢谢你。